Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns for another nice match of cross keys here. We have Incoherent versus FebrezeNinja. In the booth we have Dr. Bobtastic, Norinato, and Jinxie Girl.
Yo.
Oh.
How's
Good
it going?
evening.
Good evening.
All right, so Incoherent versus FebrezeNinja. I personally commentated one of Incoherent's races the other day. It was a pretty nice thing to watch. I've also seen FebrezeNinja do some runs in the qualifiers. It's going to be pretty great coming through here. I am ready to see this. This is, I believe, an elimination match. If one of these two runners, whoever does not win this match, will be eliminated from the tournament.
Yep, it's lower bracket, round one.
All right. I remember Incoherent being pretty close in his race, so it was a pretty solid run here. All right.
Yeah, it was super close. I remember that race.
All right, so we will be joining our runners in progress pretty soon. They're going to be underway in just a few seconds. So I hope everyone's ready for this action. We'll see where we start and how this race goes. And off we go. Both runners starting at Link's house, of course, and there's a small key to Turtle Rock. And neither runner deciding to go for the fake flipper to Houlihan route. Incoherent going for the bomb farm strat, and Febreze going for kind of one of the standard open mode strats here.
Yeah, you can almost guarantee to find a couple bombs here. You just have to be patient and farm them up a little bit. But it's a nice start, especially when you don't have any money.
And Incoherent went for the bomb strat and then saved and quit after getting a couple. So maybe he'll be going for the money strat now. Because I know some people will decide to farm the bombs first and then head up there in case, say, Kakariko Well is at the ferry drop down.
Yeah, setting up that fake flipper, it's a little bit easier with the boots. You can even bomb yourself to get yourself on that last pixel there, but he got it after a couple tries.
Probably had a little more trouble with that whirlpool itself than the actual flipper. Because that's a mess of a whirlpool to get into sometimes. We see Incoherent has found Sanctuary up there. I feel like at this point I would just go for the chest in the back, save and quit to Sank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Looks like he's gonna Houlihan first, though.
Yeah, and so is FebrezeNinja. So, I mean, they have access to the save and quit button at any time, so it works either way, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely not a bad strategy there.
Yeah, and there was just a piece of heart in Sanctuary, so not much if he decides not to go back in there right away.
Now, this I don't get, doing the fake flipper again on Incoherent's side, given the fact that Sank is there. But you know what?
Yeah, he might be going to check that witch's shack.
You know, these are the guys that are in the tournament still, and I'm not, so what do I know what I'm talking about?
Whatever was on Floating Island.
Witch Hut. Spike Cave has a small key to GT, it looks like. And now I bet we'll see the 3 chests in the back of Sank. Alright, we've got a shield, a map of pod, and a blue boomerang. So, bunch of optional items, but the map of pod is pretty nice to know where you stand as far as crystals go.
Yeah, definitely having that early information is really nice. It can help you route a little bit better, especially knowing what your crystals are right away, so you know if you can clear them a little bit faster.
And also what items you're going to need to start searching for.
Yeah, and that early stun item, that's going to be a world of difference, I think, just because, you could go as much as an hour and a half, 2 hours without a sword. So it is nice to have at least some sort of weapon on you.
Alright, FebrezeNinja has found Swamp Palace over at the south end of Kakariko Village. Summit of Dark Death Mountain Cave leads to a connector, alright? So that is going to be what is normally the exit of Super Bunny Cave, if I'm not mistaken. And in the library, we find Misery Mire.
Wow,
Right.
2 dungeons back to back.
And very conveniently located near each other.
No, I
Both
miss
of
what was
which
on
you
the
might need
race.
the hook shot for. Oh yeah, I did miss that. I don't know what I was thinking.
That fairy fountain being found in the back of Sanctuary, that means there's probably more than likely going to be an item location on both Aga 1 and Aga 2.
Could be. So we've got the we had yet another dungeon at the front of the tavern. It was the left side of Desert Palace, Checkerboard Cave in Kakariko Shop, and of course, we're gonna see what's up at the Lumberjack here in a second. Another shield, so that's the second shield we found today, and we have
Laser Bridge.
exactly Laser Bridge.
Which proved in our last race that Dr. Bob amazingly commentated was our Moon Pearl.
Yep, the Moon Pearl. Walter got that real early due to the bootless laser skips being done, and took Wall Kicks a little longer, but Wall Kicks eventually won, so who knows what happens there. That is a pod key, and Incoherent going for the bootless laser skip, not quite getting it. I just missed what was over in Agina's cave on FebrezeNinja's side.
Just $20.
All right then.
Forest Thief just having $20, so Aga 1 is off the table for the moment. Of course, that could be our Dark World access, should we not have any good connectors.
There is that.
$300 in the Bonk Rocks for FebrezeNinja.
Yeah, I guess I just decided I didn't want to do any streaming anymore. I'm just going to start calming the whole time.
Yeah, you definitely put in some overtime today, Dr. Bob.
It's all right. I got nothing else to do. All right, big key from the
Turtle
bottle
Rock.
vendor. That is the Turtle Rock big key.
And then immediately finding the big chest.
With no way to get to it. We are finding our dungeons very, very early. This is
I was going to
interesting.
say that it is theoretically possible to make that bomb jump, but he doesn't have any bombs anyway, so...
An uncle in the Kakariko Well location.
All right, you would have preferred to see Uncle at, say, Aga 1, but you know what? The Aga 1 location is not a big deal anyway. I would, however, love to see a, Kakariko Well sometime soon. It does not feel good when it's behind Aga 2.
Oh! Mirror in left side swamp.
Gross.
Yes.
Um,
As well as I believe it said the compass for the Tower of Hair. Oh, and Thieves Town already.
And
Like everything.
Sahasrara.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Keck Village is stacked today.
looks like we have the green pendant on Eastern Palace, according to Incoherent, and we found a shovel, as well as 10 arrows in the back of Sahasrara's cloth. Meanwhile, the front of Thieves Town being cleared out by FebrezeNinja, and Incoherent joining him.
Isn't that the Thieves Town location of the last race as well?
Was that Blind's hut?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well then.
It was. Yes. Okay.
Is this even re-randomized?
Right?
When we get our first bottle.
Yeah, that mirror on left side swamp, that is a
Ooh, and the big-
problem because you're going to have
yes.
to find that hammer, the small key, as well as your flippers before you can even think about getting that.
So once again, we get a big key in the big key chest of Thieves Town, just like last time, but this time it's for Ganon's Tower. So maybe Ganon's Tower won't be bait this time. Or at least that Ganon's Tower big key won't be bait.
I foresee many death warps in this seat.
Mm-hmm. And let me say, welcome to Entrance, everybody. If this were not Entrance, you would never see the mirror on the left side of Swamp Palace. So enjoy that while you can. Hookshot Cave. Over there in the Eastern Snitch House. And Paradox Cave in the Overgrown
very nice
Cave.
And that gives us 3 entrances as well as 1 entrance in the back of Hookshot. So lots of connectors here in Kakariko Village as well as dungeons.
Oh no, FebrezeNinja still doesn't have any bombs.
Yeah. Well, at least it's a connector he can come back to.
Alright, Incoherent
That
is...
feels bad.
Oh, just... I think it was like a pixel low on the bomb jump there. So in order to get to the big chest with a bomb jump, you have to be like 1 or 2 pixels off the left wall and then back up into the right location. Oh, he was there, and then he fell.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
like this place.
move.
So many times there's value in T-Rock.
Alright, a big heart for Incoherent. And now if he wants to proceed to the rest of the dungeon, he can actually do a much easier bomb jump to land on top of the ledge and just walk left.
Not devoting any more time to T-Rock. Going to go off and explore a little bit more of Hyrule here.
Yeah, getting the roller chest would have been a pretty decent idea. But, wait. We got arrows coming out of crabs today.
Yeah, with that big key and a small key to T-Rock, he could have gotten that roller room chest and as well as went back and went through the kind of gross connectors and got the chain chomps as well as the all the chests with all the anti-fairies.
Yeah, the lava chest, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
there
the
you
vanilla
go.
big key chest. And FebrezeNinja also attempting some bootless laser skips. Not fun. So the way I've learned the bootless laser skip is apparently different than everybody else. what I do is I actually line up on the bridge in the middle, and I use an audio cue. The laser, it makes a sound as it hits the wall. It goes, that sort of thing, and I just get that rhythm, and then I hit it on one of those things, and it just works.
Oh, interesting. I'm more of a gun it and run it kind of person. I just go for it.
Yeah.
Most of the time that does not work out.
Yeah, without a little extra health, it can be problematic. Now, of course, if you've got the health to tank a laser, you might as well. I mean, it works when I'm not being bad, but I'm also always bad, so.
Oh, and there is Ganon in the Lost Woods.
Well, we know where the bacon lies. Unfortunately, we gotta have a little bit more crystals before that bacon becomes available.
Lumberjack down by the vanilla. I can't think today. By the vanilla, not lumberjacks.
Blacksmith.
There you go. Thank you. I was trying.
I was gonna wait for you, and then I decided, you know what?
Yeah. Kind of jumped on comms like 3 minutes before the race started, so I'm a little not mentally set at the moment, but I'll get there, I promise.
All right, so according to the hints, we have a dead hammer peg situation. A game of skill is the archery game. So if you want money, you can go to the hammer pegs. But other than that, not particularly great.
And race game's just a big 20.
All right, FebrezeNinja picking up the shovel. I imagine Incoherent might go ahead and use that shovel here in a bit. Maybe he already did.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's checking out Paradox Cave. That's 7 items right there. Looks like actually both our runners are going to do that right now.
Okay, there we go. Both runners heading directly into Paradox Cave. Maybe we know that Febreze went in here with no bombs earlier, and Incoherent, I guess, is just waiting to have the bombs and have everything he needs to go. All right.
Yeah, probably wants to check those
pretty
connectors
close
too.
things here.
I do not like this room with just bombs. Febreze making it look easy.
Yeah, so does Incoherent. Nails it. Both of them nail it. Trogdor was a man. I mean, he was a dragon man. Maybe he was just a dragon, but he was still Trogdor! Okay, I'm done.
And it looks like they just found a couple of keys that were of value in Paradox. Small key to Ganon's Tower and a small key to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, Sewer's key is pretty important. At least as far as your brain goes. You know, because the front of Hyrule Castle, a couple of those chests in there require that by logic.
Yeah, you definitely kind of hope to find that key when you have... Oh, and Silver's on the library today.
I'm not gonna lie, I was working on my strong bad voice for years. Like, years. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, Silver's on the library. I'm gonna stop interrupting people.
No, you're fine.
Yes, you are.
I just want an ounce of your energy. You've been calming all day and you're still going. I love it. And a Hyrule Castle entrance in a cave that I frequently forget to check. Ooh, Death Mountain.
Yeah, you definitely want to find a way up to Death Mountain as soon as you can, because, you know, other than Kakariko Village, this is probably the most entrance-dense area. They are the things that make you go, Now my brain is firmly in the 80s.
It's a good place to have it, though.
Yeah. And just a heart container on top of Spectacle Rock.
Very nice.
Especially knowing that mirror is far and away. Getting our first look at Hyrule Castle with some bomb strats over on FebrezeNinja's side.
It looks like Incoherent is rescuing the old man in the dark, using some very nice boomerang strats to figure out where he is.
Yeah, that's a nice save and quit point too early on, especially when you don't really have access to Kakariko. You kind of hope that maybe at least the back will lead you out there. I know we didn't see him in the front, but there is a dark room located in that hut that typically has a soothsayer in it.
Alright, so FebrezeNinja is down to just 2 bombs. He's got to make this one count, or one of these 2.
And the old man just having 3 bombs today.
And it looked like his house was Spike Cave, unless if I saw that correctly.
And Spectacle Rock, nearly vanilla.
Yep, pretty close by. Good old business entrance to Spectacle Rock. We've got a piece of heart and a hint we can read, and there is a connection here if we so desire. Okay, so looks like Viddy drops the Desert Small Key today.
That's a very nice hint to have, especially if you know that you can defeat Vitreous. You can go ahead and steal that key to the Bag of Desert and open it if you know you're going to get it anyway. Oh, and
Very
taking
true.
us to the Dark World.
Ah, nice. A connector to the Pyramid Fairy location, so you don't need to worry about that particular spot. 50 rupees on the pyramid. And Incoherent gonna go ahead and peace out from the Dark World for now. There are a few entrances you could check here as a bunny, but as I've come to realize, while bunny shenanigans can be kind of fun, they don't tend to pay off as much as they could.
Yeah, I definitely try to exhaust all of my light world places I can check before I do any bunny walking. And our save and quit point is up at the top of the mountain, which is kind of nice. Well, not at the top, but at the mountain. So, I mean, it's decent.
Okay, Incoherent found his way now to the Dark Death Mountain area here. We see Quake is the Turtle Rock Medallion, and we do know that this cave here is a connector. It's Spiral Cave. Interesting. Now, for those of you who don't know, Spiral Cave, traversing it as a bunny is not actually in logic. It was programmed that way because getting through here on 3 hearts as a bunny would just be like basically RNG. And yet Incoherent gets through taking 1 heart of damage.
Yeah, that is very unheard of. Oh, and opening that chest.
For the Sank heart,
Nice.
yeah, because when you fall down in there, it activates the Super Bunny glitch. So, Spiral Cave, if you can get through it as a bunny, you can absolutely grab the item.
That's very interesting.
But it's
Another
not in logic.
little hint I did not know.
Oh yeah, because you're still in this, aren't you?
I am, yeah, definitely writing that one down.
Breeze finding the Spike Cave. So, yeah, I've started using the entrance tracker that a lot of other people use. And when I find Spike Cave, I mark it with the hammer and the cape. I put both
Me
of them there.
too.
Too many sinks. So, what I need to do, though, is I need to find out where the updated version of this is, because there's a couple of marks that everybody else seems to have that I don't. Like a green X and some other stuff that I'd really like to be able to use.
Oh yeah, I did not realize there was an update. I'll have to look for that as well.
So it's not major glitches. Minor glitches are allowed, major glitches are not. But it is entrance randomizer for sure. There's a lot of entrance going on.
Oh, and incoherent having a little easier time in the back of escape with being able to use the boomerang to stun before using bombs.
Yeah, it gets a little bit off on his second bomb placement there, but not a huge deal. Just getting that taken care of, and just going down to get the big 20 out of Zelda's cell.
Oh, and a death on Febreze side. That RNG on the mountain can really, really get you down after a while.
Doesn't a blue
There is no
YBA?
mercy.
Doesn't a blue YBA in the Dark World make you flute somehow? Or am I making that up?
I believe it does, but I'm not very good with major glitches.
Neither am I.
FebrezeNinja getting that information that the silvers are on the library, which it's in a nice location because you can save and quit and grab them pretty quickly once you get the boots.
Yeah, just gotta hope that the boots are in an equally nice location, which, let's be fair, probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, they are not having a very nice overworld so far. Not finding really many items at all. Actually, ooh, and the gross end of Paradox Cave. Not
Yeah.
Paradox.
Super Bunny.
I'll
Yeah.
get there. I'll get there, guys.
And having to do this the old-fashioned way due to a complete lack of hookshot and/or mirror.
I, for some reason, keep thinking FebrezeNinja's character is in bunny mode. Oh, finding a mitt. Very nice.
Aha! So a glove giving us some pretty good access in the light world. It lets us check some of those southern locations with some lift upgrades, and of course the cave on the way to Death Mountain itself. And it looks like FebrezeNinja is going to take this opportunity to jump down and check Agina's cave, and maybe check the Desert Canyon as well.
Yeah, this actually isn't a bad connector when you first find that glove, because it's kind of an area, at least I try to avoid until I have one, just because I hate orphaning locations. So it's definitely nice that he can do that swing there and grab that otherwise blocked entrance. Oh, and a bottle. So far, not too much value in desert.
Yep, just a shop there at the lead, or at the lift, but he's going to refill his bomb count, because as we recall, he was getting pretty low early there.
Boots!
Oh, there's the boots!
In the dick spot.
Sick! Well, now we can go get the silvers.
And a much
That
better
is
location in
very
GT in the
nice.
last seed.
Yeah, and the earlier you find them, the faster this game goes. You just feel a lot better with the boots, even if they're not required technically for anything. Just being able to traverse faster than just walking from screen to screen, it's so nice.
Alright, and Incoherent is deciding to go into Hookshot Cave to get the one chest out of here. And
I
maybe
don't
he's
hate
got
that
hovering
play.
skills, I don't know.
No, looks like he's just gonna take that connector, which I
It also is a
don't think we've
connector
seen.
we haven't checked. Yeah. Ah, it's the Mimic Cave entrance. So you really can't do anything coming out of Mimic Cave. If you came out of the Dark World version of that, you could mirror to Mimic Cave, but of course, that would just land you here, so that doesn't do us any good. FebrezeNinja finally going for the back of escape chests.
Oh, and into desert we go on Incoherent side.
So the Crossworld portion means that entrances from one world into a place could lead you out into the other world. So from the light world into the dark world, and so on and so forth. It's not the same thing as the multi-world thing you might have heard about, where people share items across worlds.
That hint letting us know that Bombos is in Ganon's tower. And
Those are
the single
similar.
arrow of destiny.
That was a particularly difficult item to get a hold of in the last seed. As it was on the Master Sword pedestal.
FebrezeNinja grabbing his boots.
All right. So boots acquired for everybody. Doing a little bit of digging here as he dashes along. Some shovel dash.
Ooh,
Oof.
and a death for Incoherent.
And FebrezeNinja going to be taking care of that silver arrows grab. And Incoherent might do the same thing here coming out of Link's house. Doesn't look like it.
Oh, he's checking those bonk rocks over by the house.
Oh yeah, that is a often overlooked location.
And just a fairy. Yeah, I definitely try to grab those silvers if I find them in a location like that, just because you never know when you're going to get the bow. So it's kind of nice to have them at the ready and know you're not going to have to fire a single regular arrow.
There we go. Incoherent also picking up the silver arrows. And so that's going to make our vision.
Not getting a Hylia check over on FebrezeNinja's side, but we do find the chicken hut.
Easy chicken times.
The hook shot.
Okay. So if you want to cross some gaps for a lot easier, this is sort of the way to do it.
When Incoherent getting that clue that FebrezeNinja didn't get, finding out that Spike Cave just leads to a key to Ganon's tower. So that could actually save Incoherent some time over FebrezeNinja should he decide to go and do that later on.
I want to think Febreze got that.
Yeah, 'cause I think that was the second time we've seen that hint.
It was way, way earlier, though. It was a long time ago. It was at least 30 minutes ago. That's ancient history.
Yep, and Incoherent now getting his hook shot.
Alrighty. Now with that hook shot in hand, I'm at least a little bit happier about having the mirror over on left side swamp, because at least that way I know I don't have to go in there without the hook shot.
And our Smith's hiding over at Flute Location 5 today.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think we found the dam yet, did we?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so we need the swamp small key, the hammer, and the flippers to get into that mirror, and of course to find the dam. Alright, Incoherent, starting once again from Sanctuary. Looks like
we're getting a
FebrezeNinja.
Zora check.
And right on up to Zora. He's got plenty of money. The unfortunate part being that the ledge item will be out of reach for now. Meanwhile, Incoherent taking care of some bonk rocks there, finds the top of Paradox Cave. Alright, just the 10 bomb drop, it looks like, on the ledge, so pretty relieved to see that. Alright, so Incoherent now coming back to Turtle Rock, it looks like, and this time armed with a little more health, and oh my goodness, that's the Cane of Samaria!
Nice find. And just $50 off our favorite fish.
Alright, so Kane sitting there on Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. Yeah, at that point it would have been a reasonable play to head backwards through Turtle Rock to get the remaining chest.
There's a Mitt and Super Bunny cave. that FebrezeNinja has found.
Ah, he's going the other way to that chest, maybe.
I might not be comfortable doing the dark room.
Yeah. You don't
Which
have
I'm
to
pretty
spend
sure
the
I've
key
seen him
either
do
way.
it.
Now, the thing is, the dark room on the way back, I think you can just literally hold up.
Yeah, I believe so. Although I'm pretty sure he's going to want to come check Hookshot Cave as well, and this entrance kind of takes us right over to Kakariko Village, so...
Well, there's Quake, which actually gives us access to that Turtle Rock entrance, assuming we can actually get up there, which, you know, requires a few items. And we're also going to get a play to the... what I'm assuming is the lava chest and the Chomp's chest here. And we may see the compass room chest if he decides to go all the way through.
Yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, in Cross Keys, that's what logic intends you to do, is go backwards through T-Rock.
Well,
and
he's not
Sick
going to
is
do that
having
now.
20 bucks.
He's not going to do that now because he doesn't have a key anymore. But I don't blame him for not trying to kill the Pokey with the equipment he has on hand.
Oh, for sure. That's just...
Ooh, an ice
gross.
rod in Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, Ice Rod at Graveyard Ledge. That is the Vanilla Paradox Cave lowest entrance. And FebrezeNinja heading back into Desert while Incoherent doing the Dance of Chomps. Finds
For
a
the
cape.
T-Rock having lots of value today. Anxious to see what Hookshot Cave has. Given that we got the hookshot so early, I'm thinking maybe Moonpearl might be in here.
Interesting. We did get a hint. I think we saw that earlier.
Flippers.
Flippers. So, Flippers, that is one more item on the Swamp Palace train. And of course, we can, in logic, get to Hobo and other locations like that. FebrezeNinja finds the Village of Outcasts hammer house at the right side of Desert. For those of you unaware of this bunny sprite, that is the S is for Sucks Dragon.
Yeah, and unfortunately, without that Moonpearl, you gotta take a death before you can get out of this room and make your way back through Desert. So we know that Zora and the ledge doesn't have any value, but this also opens up Hobo as well as 2 other entrances. So there might be something important down here with those flippers.
We did see both of our runners actually come out of the waterfall at one point. I'm not sure where, or not sure from where, but I'm pretty sure we saw that. Or I could be confusing it with last game.
Interesting. I probably just missed it. Oh, a Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle left was the waterfall. Thank you, Lord Xenu.
And just 50 rupees on the hobo.
But we've also got this island cave that Incoherent looks to be checking. FebrezeNinja also going to pick up the flippers here in Hookshot Cave. Ganon's Tower!
Nice find.
Alright, now we're in business. We've even got the cane so we can check Tile Room here.
Oh, and the hammer.
And the hammer.
And Bombos.
And Bombos.
I mean, we knew Bombos was in Ganon's Tower, but we didn't know it was going to be right there.
Well, that definitely moves us forward to Ice Palace. We have our flippers, we have our hammer. All we need to find is the dam. And the small key.
Yeah, to get us into swamp.
Wouldn't it be something if it was a vanilla small key?
That is the worst idea, and I love it.
Thank you.
My favorite thing was finding the small key in the dam once. That was fun. Yeah, with that hammer, yeah, the Stolfen's room actually is in logic now. I didn't even think about that. You can absolutely head left, pick up some more things, as well as the torch here. Torch is just a piece of heart, so looks like Incoherent skipping that.
It annoys me that Bombos doesn't light torches. I just find that like a personal insult that it doesn't work to light the torches.
It's a little weird. Got a big key to Eastern.
Nice.
And a moon pearl.
And
Big key to Thieves Town. And a small key to Pod. So we found the big key to Thieves Town. That's a scenario that you don't really wish upon anyone without the small key as well. If only because you're going to be orphaning a chest. If you go back and finish it.
Gonna open that fire bar room.
It's an Aga Tower small key.
Nice.
I agree, at least the hookshot wasn't upstairs.
The nice thing is they did get that hint that Hookshot Cave does have, or Spike Cave has a small key to Ganon's Tower, so I guess checking that fire bar room isn't that big of a deal.
Oof. FebrezeNinja takes a pokey section to the face after applying an ice rod. Unfortunately, the ice rod not nearly as effective against pokies as the fire.
oh, an Incoherent finding a second key to Pod in Ganon's Tower.
So we are kind of loading ourselves up with pod keys here.
Ooh, and the first sword.
Yeah, just in time for the Armos fight. 'Cause at this point, I mean, what kind of Armos fight are we going to have? I mean, it's probably Fighter Sword. I mean, you could do some Cane strats, you could do some Bloomerang, bombs in Samaria, yeah.
Ninja taking another death to that pokey. But it's looking like he really wants to get to the front of T-Rock.
So you can do hammer strats, but I think the hammer deals about the same amount of damage as the Fighter Sword, is the thing, to Armos.
Yeah, the Ice Armos fight is very bizarre without the bow.
Butter Sword will deal more damage if you slash with it, but that's, you have to get up to Butter Sword, so how about no? Alright, Cane strats it looks like.
Oh, and the big chest in Ganon's Tower only held 3 bombs.
It's also easy to forget that you have a sword when you've gone 45 minutes without it. So sometimes you you're on this fight and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Now, Incoherent is going to have to be careful here. do not want to take too much damage. Alright, one of the knights is down.
Yeah, this just is never a fun fight without the bow. Or sword beams. Sword beams make it a little less gross.
We saw a sword beams fight earlier today. Where the runner in question did not let the Armos move from their initial circle until the red one spawned.
That's awesome. FebrezeNinja grabbing that hint that the hammer pegs are not useful, this particular seed. There
And
we
the
go,
ice
Ice Armos
Armos-
down.
Alright, Skullwood Small Key, the third shield, and 10 arrows.
Ouch.
So, just in case you didn't think Laser Bridge was in logic, it is for sure now.
Definitely finding a lot of value in GT with just this one dip. I mean, what was it? 2 big keys, the Moon Pearl, a few small keys, 2 particularly to Pod, the hammer and bombos, and a sword. You can't beat that. It was definitely worth it.
Feels good. Feels quite good. So the flippers were sort of the linchpin in this whole plan here. Alright, Incoherent will be checking the Zora area for the first time as well.
Getting our first look at the Light World shopping mall, and it's just a ferry. Hopefully he goes down and checks GT, which it looks like that's where he's heading. So definitely good play on both players' sides. They seem to be following in each other's footsteps here.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, there wasn't a whole lot that could be done
Yeah,
outside of this.
definitely
Oh,
bottleneck them pretty well. I think I'm just gonna do a hobo check before he dips into that entrance.
all
But
right.
yeah, definitely not having to do any bunny walking is very nice. I've had connectors where I've had to bunny walk to get to the Dark Sank to get to another connector that takes me to the Moon Pearl. It's not very fun. I feel like we found all the shops in the entire game so far. And another connector on Incoherent side. Taking us out at the top of Hyrule Castle.
Ooh, it's a dark room. And there we go, FebrezeNinja finding Ganon's Tower as well. And he's just gonna go left side first, not even bother with tile room, it looks like. So the maps are actually somewhat relevant in this mode, Mr. Cheese. When you get the map, it causes that dungeon to show up on your map containing, with an icon, whether it contains the crystal or pendant. So that sort of gives you the information on which dungeons you need to clear to beat this mode.
Looks like Incoherent's about to get his ice rod over here in the Vanilla Paradox Cave entrance. It's of course not Paradox Cave, but that's the cave in the vanilla game.
Alright, Eastern Palace Big Key and Thieves Town Big Key acquired for FebrezeNinja. Gonna start hammering down some of these guys. The good old stun drop is those bombs. So that feels good. Free bombs. I'm never saying no to free bombs.
Especially in Crossworld.
And FebrezeNinja making his way back into desert. Potentially for entrance purposes.
Yeah, this should take us back out to Kakariko Village.
As we recall, there were I believe the term is a metric butt ton of dungeons in Kakariko Village.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely something like that.
We needed the
Yeah,
I mean,
this
in
was the
theory-
Dark World connector to Dark Hack.
right. And the hammer finally lets us get out. And so we've got a few dungeons or a few entrances here in Dark World to check. And by a few, I mean a lot.
Yeah, and the sooner Incoherent gets that glove, the more checks he's going to even be able to do. Definitely needs to find that Super Bunny Cave. And T-Rock and Pod are crystals today.
Okay, so that ice rod turning out to be very important. Now we just need to find the other ice rods. Alright, FebrezeNinja finding his sword. And gonna head on over to Ice Armors, looks like. Looks like we just got the map of Thieves Town for Incoherent. He may go ahead and check that map. Yep. We have crystal number 5 there.
Well, we know that we don't necessarily need the 5-6 crystals, but it's a crystal nonetheless, and we have the big key. Agate Tower.
Alright, so 2 items in here, both of which Incoherent can get if he's comfortable with the dark room here. It's not like the world's easiest dark room, but it is doable. Especially if all you're trying to do is get to the chest. Another Turtle Rock small key. I think Incoherent might be just too high up.
There, I think he has it now.
Alright, there we go, yeah. And looks like
just
money. And he's just gonna take a death warp out of here.
I'm gonna say it's pretty safe to say Aga 1 is completely dead at this point. We know that we can get Dark World access. Of course, Incoherent doesn't have it now, but it's definitely doable.
And the hammer is the only weird thing that could give us like weird side access, but still not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the hammer's involved, so we have that.
Yeah,
That's the word. That's the word.
Flippers. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm comfortable crossing off Aga 1 if, Lumberjack isn't anything. And I have the Moon Pearl and Flippers. Like, I'm like, okay, we're good. We don't need it.
Yeah, I believe there was just like arrows or something at the Lumberjack Cave.
Yeah, so far that wasn't an issue.
Oh, and just
the
20
rupee.
rupees at the digging game.
All right. So Dig Time has 20 rupees and another T-Rock key on Stumpsman. So
I don't know. They might have to go backwards to the front to get to that dam entrance. Of course, there's still lots of entrances to check, but with all those T-Rock keys super, super early, it's making me nervous.
There is
The
our potion shop. I think he's about to go back inside and patronize the place.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't blame him for that one.
FebrezeNinja taking a death, which I think may have been intentional after beating Ice Armos. And there's our upgrade fairy.
Always nice to find in Crossworld. Those extra bombs can really mean a difference. Especially if you're fighting Vitreous. With nothing.
And there's the Elder House location, which I can only assume was its swamp.
Yeah, it was
And
at the
there's our
Dark World
connector.
Dam.
Oh, and a hint to where our hammer is.
little
Another
too late.
dark.
Thanks a lot, games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, FebrezeNinja has made his way back to Laser Bridge with the mirror shield in hand. This should not be a problem.
Yeah, I think we've definitely found all the dark rooms. Or dark passages, anyway.
The dark caves and such. Alright, Incoherent now going to head north. We did see at least, I believe it was Incoherent who got the pyramid item earlier, but he did not decide to come to the right side, so he's checking that now. Eastern Palace.
Nice. Nice find. Too bad we don't have the bow. We can full clear everything but the Armos, though.
Yeah, so 5 out of 6, turns out, available. Now, this is just the green pendant, so I don't mind dipping the dungeon, knowing it's a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like we're gonna get a little bit more information.
Yep, first chest in Eastern Palace, just holding the map to Ice Palace.
FebrezeNinja heading back into Thieves Town.
Alright, so time to orphan a chest. yet another map in Eastern, this time to Misery Mire.
Oh, and we must have had a map check on FebrezeNinja's side. He has Desert Palace marked as a crystal.
Did look like that happened earlier.
Ooh,
Small key to
Terra.
Terra. And a very wonderful hint straight out of Zelda 1. That's all you really need. Yet
Another key to
pod key.
Every time I see a key, I like hold my breath that it's going to be swamp.
Because that is all we need to get that mirror now.
Of course, the mirror is just going to really make their routing a little bit more efficient. If we can get over to connectors over to Desert and Dark Misery Mire,
right, we
might
need
not
the
even
dam.
need it.
Because I'm a dumb. At least we know that the dam will not be behind the mirror. And Incoherent taking yet another death warp here. Interesting note, those anti-fairies, as long as they are still clumped around the pot, don't drain your magic like the normal ones do. I mean, it was a dragon, man. Okay, I'm done. Alright.
Mini Moldworm Cave.
Yeah, Homestar Runner was a big thing when I was in college.
Big key to pod.
Oh boy, we've got ourselves quite a complement of pod keys.
Yeah, definitely feels like the game wants us to get there.
Yeah, if only we could find pod. I mean, as it is right now, as long as you found the bow and knew how to do the hammer jump, you could theoretically full clear pod with those 4 keys.
Oh, and a death by the murder dactyl.
Rough beats. Rough
Oh,
beats.
Ironically, Blind has the same pun as the last seed.
Well, there you go.
And there was just a heart container in the maiden cell.
Yeah, at least Blind's a crystal, even if it doesn't pay off item-wise.
So yeah, the FebrezeNinja definitely did leave an item in Thieves Town without that small key. But we probably are going to see a play into the Dark World here. We'll get probably Skull Woods taken care of, as well as a few other odds and ends. Incoherent going right back to that cave where the murder dactyl took his life for some vengeance. Vengeance is mine, saith the duck. And he gets around him.
And we have
That's
all of
the
our
last
medallions.
Yeah, Incoherent got the pyramid item when he followed a connector through to the pyramid a long time ago, but he was a bunny. So he decided, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do here.
And just a heart piece so far in Skull Woods.
Yeah, the Skullwood situation, you can expect a fair amount of things here. Unfortunately, it does look like Skullwoods is in that awful, awful position where you're probably going to get trapped in the back after checking it. And now you're definitely going to get trapped in the back after checking it, because we found the one hole that leads to this first section, this other section.
Oh, also Incoherent went into Pod and found it was just a shop after paying $110 to the Supreme ripoff artist Kiki.
So that's like Kiki's Club then, right?
Yes.
You have to pay a membership fee to get in, and then you could buy stuff?
Yes.
Oh, and no life in the bushes today for Incoherent.
There's life in the house, though. You can get a refill from the fortune teller if you really want.
Oh, and King's Tomb.
Swamp
There
key!
it is.
We have ourselves a swamp key. Still just missing the dam, and that would do it for our swamp access.
Yeah, Incoherent's still not finding that Super Bunny cave where he can get his glove.
Yeah, real problem. I mean, he'd have, pretty solid Dark World access if he went for that. But right now he's got to go through desert just to get there, which is not fun. Alright, he's heading up. Oh, well, he was heading up to desert. Or he was heading up to Death Mountain. That he was like, "What? Nope, I need to go to Dark World." Yeah, so the dam could be over at like Mire area. Like if we find the glove and the flute, which would be dumb.
Yeah, but it definitely would make sense.
It could also be at one of the entrances on Desert Ledge if there's a connector to one of them. There's a lot of different weird places it could be. Dark Ice Rod, yep, that's in the cards.
And also, I just realized at almost an hour 13 that neither runner has any sort of fire source.
Yep.
And
Is this even
that shop's
randomized?
vanilla. Although I would much rather have that be something completely useless and check it than it be something important and I have to come back to it.
Exactly.
Same with that entrance at the top of the Lost Woods. I just can never remember it. And even if I mark it, it's so high up on my tracker, it's hard to see. So it's easy to forget something important up there. Of course, that could just be me.
Could be. I mean, I've forgotten it a few times. The easy one I forget all the time is the fortune teller just north of Kakariko Village. Because
It would be an easy one to pass
Oh,
up.
and
There's
There's
the dam.
dam. And the book at the dam. So that is a solid find. That gives us access to that mirror over on left side swamp. And I'm not going to lie, I would probably beeline for it right now.
You could full clear swamp. Doesn't have the big key, but could definitely get everything but that big chest. And that one's not quite as bad to orphan as, say, Thieves Town.
Right. Getting back to the Swamp Palace big chest is pretty quick.
Gonna dip Skull Woods first, and it is going to be a one-way trip. Of course, simple save and quit. Swamp Palace is right down by the dig game, by the race game, so not terrible.
That did just take Incoherent to a cool 11 hearts. And FebrezeNinja also electing to buy a bomb upgrade and the arrows, because why not? So it looked like he might not have actually wanted to buy the arrows. So the good news is, if Incoherent has found the dam, if he decides to go down to the dam to check the item, he can also check the entrance and get the glove. Incoherent falling into a much better location for Skull Wood. And Febreze gonna go for Stumpsman. Get that Turtle Rock key. And Incoherent saving and quitting. We'll see where he heads next. Swamp seems like a high priority. And it looks like FebrezeNinja is headed into Agate Tower as well to get some more. And into Swamp Incoherent goes.
Master Sword.
Alright, that's got to feel pretty good. Knowing that the mirror is in here, you just feel a little bit better about every extra thing you pick up. Tower of Hera big key. Seems good.
Wow, Swamp already paying off.
I don't know if we've seen Tower of Hera yet. My guess is it's behind the mirror. You know, like it is in the normal game.
This is just crystals. You just need 7 crystals and then to kill Ganon.
You don't even necessarily have to beat Agate 2. Yeah, Ganon, I believe, was...
He's in the Lost Woods.
Yeah, Lost Woods. That's right. I was getting so many seeds mixed up, I was about to say Magic Bath. That's not right.
And the big cheese, the Swamp Palace.
Is this
There
even
you go.
randomized?
Well, it's a little randomized.
But the big chest's not holding much of value, just 20 rupees.
Yeah, but at least you don't have to worry about that orphaning that chest now. Yeah, we got a hint about the mirror being over here on the left side swamp, which is why I expect no runner to skip left side today. As much as I, love the idea of skipping left side swamp, this is not the day for that. It looks like FebrezeNinja is going for the dark ice rod area.
Yeah, kind of an out-of-the-way location. It's kind of nice to check it and find out what's in it before you forget completely about it.
Alright, that is useless house number 1. Fairy fountain, which, Febreze is going to actually use, because a little low on hearts. Why not? And the open entrance is Ice Rod Cave.
Okay.
Fair enough. Just a big chunk of change, though. And here comes the mirror. Incoherent has that mirror and is probably probably just gonna go ahead and finish Swamp while he's here.
Yeah, he is missing that glove, but he did just drain the dam, and there's also an item there. So hopefully he takes a walk in that cave when he's down there checking that item.
Alright, so 4 items remaining in Swamp, 2 in the drained, or in the flooded room, 1 in the waterfall room, and 1 on Argus himself.
Looks like we're getting a catfish check from Febreze's side.
Aha! We've got Brian and a big 20. Hello, Brian. We found your cane. It's in Swamp Palace. What were you doing there?
And just 20
Big
bucks
20.
from the catfish today.
There's the other Agate Tower key, which we all know is pretty useless at this point. And it's Argus time. So there are a few strategies you can use with Master Sword on Argus. You can do pull and double slash. You can do pull and spin. You can do double pull and spin, which is a little technical, but can be done. Just for all that is good and holy, don't use menu boss on when you have the Master Sword. That would be silly. Incoherent just forced to use the Master Sword spins here to fight Argus because we don't have Fire Rod, we don't have anything special, no bow. but just gets a big 20 as well, and that is a crystal.
Crystal. Nice. Still no fire source for either runner.
Kind of hope Incoherent does check his menu at some point so we can see if that was a 5-6 or not. And it looks like Incoherent's going to take the back door out of Old Man's home.
Yeah, that's an easily to forget about connector. Sometimes it takes you somewhere very important. And an Eastern Palace dip on Febreze's side.
And not going to find much of value there.
We did get a connector to the floating island in the back of the Old Man's tunnel. We may have seen that over on FebrezeNinja's side as well. It looks like Incoherent's dropping down to the middle ledge here, which is the front of Turtle Rock.
What did that hint say?
It said Ice Palace leads to a cave with some cash, so I guess the 20 rupee farm cave is in Ice Palace. I believe we found the 50 rupee farm cave already.
I, for some reason, saw glove. Like, I just glanced at it because I was looking at the other screen, and I was like, oh my goodness, was that a glove hint? But no.
And we've got the rock blocked, which is Hype Cave.
Oh, that's nice to find.
There's a bottle, a big 20, another big 20, and a key to Turtle Rock. That's 4. That's all the Turtle Rock keys.
Hype cave, not very hype.
Or as I like to call it, not so hype cave.
You. Now the good news is Incoherent, if he so desires, can head back up the mountain and jump down other locations with that mirror.
Yeah, Incoherent definitely has a decent lead, I would say. However, he did miss the mitts in Super Bunny Cave, which is in the dam and the light world. That's kind of holding him back from doing a couple extra checks. FebrezeNinja hasn't really found anything in any of those glove lock locations, but it's definitely going to bait him into checking more things, I think, when he finds it, instead of, because he's had to skip a lot of things routing.
Well, we've got Ether Tablet, just a piece of heart today. And looks like we'll see the Tower of Hera entrance, which is the wrong end of Ice Rod Cave. Still haven't found Pod either, even though we've got all these Pod keys lying around.
Yeah, definitely looking like it's going to be in the Misery Mire Desert area.
There's our bomb shop. Easttown and Swamp Palace turned out to be the 5-6 crystal.
Doesn't really mean too much because it is just a connector, but still nice to have all the crystals.
So we also just saw a map check over on FebrezeNinja screen. It looked like Mire was one of the pendants, and Ice looked like another one of the crystals. There's half magic at the dam, and Incoherent is going to the dam.
No, go back in.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Probably
he
gonna
will.
pick up the half magic.
Okay.
I bet he was thinking, I'm gonna pick that half magic after I go in here. He's like, wait, I can't come back. Hang on. I will see if he does mirror strats here. So a little bit faster to get through with the mirror, because programming is weird. And the glove has been acquired by Incoherent. And off we go. That pretty much solidifies the lead.
Although there really has not been any connectors over to the Dark Misery Mire area, so I am wondering if we're going to need the flute and the Titans.
So, one thing about Incoherent is he's got the book. And I would be tempted to go to the actual vanilla entrance of Desert while I'm over here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He may be
It's an
checking
easy
these
one to
other
forget
two.
you can do, too.
I think maybe he hasn't forgotten. He's just checking these other two because once you go into the vanilla entrance of Desert, you're not coming back out. Yeah, that looks like the case.
Yeah, good thinking.
Looks like Febreze is just coming in here for tile room.
Yeah, he didn't have the Cana Samaria the last time he was there, so he couldn't actually go into tile room.
Oh, yeah, huh? And Desert entrance is Mire Shed.
Nice.
2 items in here. Bombs and arrows, so meh.
While none of our item locations has really paid off. Not much at all. I mean, we had Hookshot in the Chicken Hut and Ice Rod and Graveyard Ledge, but really, for all the locations we've checked, we really have pretty few items. Nice items, but not as many as you would think at this point.
Yeah, we're still conspicuously absent the bow, the fire rod, the lamp, the flute, the Titan's mitts, powder, mushroom, etc. All that stuff gone. Still only 2 swords. So, just, like a good chunk of things still missing.
And still missing
And a
quite
good
few
chunk of
things.
dungeons.
Yes.
We're gonna get another book check here where Incoherent is going to use or check the Bombos tablet. Piece of heart. So once again, a big bucket of meh.
Yeah, we still haven't found Tower of Hera, Pod, Ice Palace.
So my Spidey sense, which doesn't actually exist, is pointing me at Misery Mire.
Oh yeah, they seem to be clumped like all of the dungeons. Like you have Swamp Palace, Misery Mire, Desert, and T-Rock, and Thieves Town kind of clumped. I feel like those ones, because I don't think we've seen the back of Desert or the back of Skull Woods either,
Oh, yeah.
have we?
No, we haven't seen
No.
those either.
Like that is a significant amount of dungeons we're missing.
Yes.
We did find Mire, if I'm not mistaken. I think
Yes,
it
we
was
did.
over at
At the library.
Library.
Mhm.
And we could clear out. In theory, we could go. No, there's just 4 items we can get. I forgot we don't have the big key because I'm dumb, and we don't have a fire source. So there's a reason that people don't want to go into Mire, but I kind of feel like that's most of what we got left.
Yeah, I mean they've pretty much checked everything at this point. There is the spiral cave entrance, but that they can mirror to, but I don't think anybody has checked that
I
one
believe that was the bomb shop.
yet. Oh, forgot to mark that.
I could be making that up. I don't think we've had the mirror spot to race game checked. In fact, there's a good chunk of mirror locations that haven't been checked. Yeah, that's another good question. I don't think Bumper Cave has been checked either.
Actually, I think he did check that. He did. I don't think there was anything there.
Is there a chance he checked the Light World version of that and not the Dark World version of that?
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. So flute may not be needed. It does seem fairly likely at this point, just because we haven't seen any way to get to Mire, and we haven't seen a lot of dungeons. So it does seem like we may need it. But it's not guaranteed.
Oh, Titan's on top of Bumper Cave.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
Bumper
it looks
Ledge.
like Incoherent hasn't been to this particular location. So he's heading right in. I mean, Febreze, you know. And is this even randomized?
Oh my goodness.
Now, if the other end is at the top of this, I give up. Oh my god!
God.
Oh my goodness.
How vanilla.
Wow.
And we found Pod on Incoherent side.
Oh, nice. What was that, King's Tomb, I think?
I missed it because I was watching FebrezeNinja.
Now, the downside with FebrezeNinja is he did find that entrance, but unfortunately he doesn't have the mirror. So, you'll be unable to check the mirror spot there.
And Incoherent just finding his clue about Samaria being in Turtle Rock.
Now, the odds that a connector is, connects to the top of that Bumper Cave ledge, well, it's 100%. There has to be a connector that connects to that. But the odds that it's right there and connects in the same place with the same cave, come on. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, I've never seen that one before.
Hey, blue mail on the right side of pod. Feels pretty good. I'm taking the over-under, or I'm taking a pool on will there be a vanilla pod key in pod? Oh, flute
there's the
time!
flute.
Nice.
The duck picks up the duck call.
Now, as soon as Incoherent gets up to that bumper ledge, he's gonna have access to pretty much everything in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have all of the medallions and we know that the 5-6 crystals don't lead anywhere. So yeah, he will have all the information he needs to get to every location he needs to.
Now, I will caution. There has been a seed earlier today where someone checked everything but that Bumper Cave entrance around there and didn't come back for a long, long time. So, we want to...
Ice Palace big key in pod.
Uh-huh.
as well as another small key to Ganon's tower.
And the big key of Mire. Very nice. So that means you could theoretically clear Mire, which unfortunately FebrezeNinja is now going into without the big key or a fire sword.
However, the way this seed is going, it's quite possible there might actually be a fire source in Mire.
Could
Yeah,
very
I
well
definitely
happen.
don't blame him for this play, especially since he hasn't found that swamp small key yet. I definitely don't blame him for this.
And, you know, it's a pendant dungeon, so dipping a pendant dungeon with the intention of never coming back is, you know, never feels bad.
Except for the times when the boss actually has a required item.
Yeah, there is that. A small key to ice in the big chest of Pod. And Incoherent is going to navigate the dark maze. Find 10 arrows in the first chest of Mire. This is one of those unfortunate scenarios where we're coming into Mire somehow having not found a Mire key. It is definitely Tractor! That was an attempt at being hilarious, and it was a failure. It was me rolling a natural 1 on my impression scale. Check. Big key is Skull Woods, located in Misery Mire. Incoherent doing a making a point here to not use a key on the front door, because that way you can save a key. With 4 keys you can actually full clear the dungeon, assuming you can hammer jump and get through this and never use the key on the front door. He's just gonna go around to grab the big key chest here.
And just a green rupee in Misery Mire. I thought for sure we were going to have a fire source in there.
Alright, big 20 in the big key chest of Pod. One last chest we can check here. And it's tempered! Sword number 3 acquired for Incoherent. That's gotta feel pretty good. So we got tempered sword and the big and the blue mail in there. Oh, and Blind's hut found at the graveyard ledge. We've got Piece of Heart, Big 20, Bug Net, 10 arrows, and 50 rupees. So just a pile of garbage.
Wow, all of our item locations have been garbage.
I mean, Mini Moldorm had a bunch of keys that we needed.
Yeah.
But like Hype Cave had a key that was garbage.
Hopefully he's going to take a look at this bumper ledge here. Now that he has a mitt. Or a glove, not a mitt.
Well, it looks like he's heading that direction, so that's going to be pretty good for him.
Because he
For
did
those of you,
find that connector there. So he might have known this was here. He just couldn't lift that rock there to check it.
so for those of you who haven't seen this already, this is a historic occasion in the Cross Keys entrance randomizer. Boom.
Oh, and we can check this entrance here too that we didn't get a chance to see on FebrezeNinja's side. Oh, and it is Mimic.
All right, so that is a potentially important location. One item here. What do we have? Big 12.
Nothing.
Not so important.
Where are all the items, y'all?
I was just gonna say, are we ever gonna find a fire source?
Do you want to sing it, Dr. Bob?
I mean,
Instead of the ice rod?
I mean, there is that. I do have a song called "Where's the Bow," which we haven't found yet.
Can do that too.
But I think I'll just link to it in the chat. That way I don't steal everybody's thunder.
Well, you could always do the Carmen Sandiego version for the fire rod.
There is that.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be really disappointed if I don't get a Dr. Bob song while I'm commentating with you.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I just want to put that out there.
Yes.
No pressure.
Well, I think
It's one of the joys of co-commentating with Dr. Bob, or even watching.
I think we're
it.
about to get one because I think Incoherent's about to go activate the duck. So, if you'll indulge me for a moment.
Absolutely.
Here I am once again, saluting our duck friend, and I believe that he can come save the day. I can tell you right now how this thing will go down. These runners we have found will lose their way.
Very nice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I really wanted him to flute over to the Misery Mire area. I'm dying to see what's over there.
That is pretty great. The Misery Mire play, I would think. There's a bunch of entrances over there just saying, "Hey! Hey! Hey!" That's literally what they sound like, so that you know. Alright, FebrezeNinja finally making it into Swamp after checking that dam.
Oh, and a key.
Yet another pod key.
Yeah, I don't blame him for doing this routing. I didn't even think that we didn't have the mirror the first time we came around through here. So there are a couple places he needs to check.
And that means now that he's got that pod key, he can, actually open the front door of pod when he goes inside to finish it. And that'll make things significantly better. Because having to go around the right side 14 times seems like a bad time.
Yeah. Oh, having that flute and taking the smith back is definitely nice. Very fast. Although I like when the smiths end up at the library whenever I play.
And survey says
Butter sword.
actual smith item.
Yeah, that is, somewhat vanilla. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if FebrezeNinja actually got that as his third sword. And Febreze gonna, of course, see the glorious swamp big key here. And purple chest gonna be acquired for incoherent. We do know that those hammer pegs are not required today.
In purple chest, just another fetch quest.
Piece of heart to
This is it.
get us closer and closer to that
Ooh.
20 heart barrier.
I actually got 20 hearts for the first time in a Crossworld I ran a couple days ago without trying. There was one piece that I went to skip, and I looked at my because I had 19 and I had
Ooh,
19 and a half. I was
Meyer
like,
Shed-
you know what? Let's just do all 20.
Oh, and Meyer Shed being the back of Skull Woods.
All right, yep, that's one of the few dungeons we're missing. Still
However,
missing Tower of Hera and Ice, I believe.
And a fire source to be able to complete.
Yeah, we're missing the
Woods.
back of Desert, Hera. We just found the back of Skull Woods and Ice Palace.
You can do bomb jumps in Skull Woods, but you still need to be able to light the torches with something.
And just a bottle on Desert Ledge.
And Desert left entrance is Sea House. Fire Rod?
Nope, just a
Nope.
map. To Tower
You
of
gotta
Hera.
be kidding me. How is there no fire source 2 hours in?
And there we go. Tower of Hera is our final crystal, as discovered by Incoherent with that map check. Ice
And
Palace.
finding ice.
Well, I think I would bet a reasonable amount of money on the fire rod being in here.
Yeah, or at very least the lamb.
Alright, so the Ice Palace play is a go. Alright, heart container in the first chest. Now, noting Incoherent does have both small keys and the big key to this dungeon, so it's going to be smooth sailing, I imagine, to complete it. Breeze picking up the cane of Burna there. That was the Spike telling us that Spike Cave had a fortune teller, which I believe we saw earlier. Took me a bit to decipher it, but you get there eventually. There we go. Got it at the last second. The Ice Palace bomb.
I just always do the Ice Palace bomb jump. I feel like it makes it so much faster if you just do it rather than using the cane and taking the long way.
If you do it right, it saves time, and you go to the right here with the key, and then go down and do some bomb jumps to get to Ice Tea Room. It tends to pay off.
So far, the bomb jump's the only thing paying off. Ice Palace certainly isn't yet.
Yep, bombs in the big key chest. Just a whole ton of garbage so far.
However, FebrezeNinja getting his second crystal.
And it looks like we have a game going on in chat. Place your bets now. Where do you believe the fire rod is going to be located?
Fire rod is the friends we made along the way. And Skullwoods is the last pendant. Now, according to Incoherent's tracker, he actually knows the location of all the crystals and pendants.
Another small key to Misery Mire and Ice Palace.
And Tower of Hera. Over on FebrezeNinja's side. One up a key. To desert.
That is very important.
Meringue in the big chest in Ice Palace.
That is absolute garbage. Ice Palace is garbage today.
Yes. Wrong red item.
Oh, and did FebrezeNinja forget you need a fire source to do this room?
I think he might have.
Or did he get one when I missed it?
Yeah, we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a frustration over here on the right.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And Incoherent gets the butter cold stare kill, a very quick.
And there's
Oh,
the
the
lamp.
first fire source.
So it's not the fire rod, but it's close. The lamp has been acquired by Incoherent. And FebrezeNinja figures it out.
And some frustrated sword slashes.
At least with the lamp, he's going to be able to do deserts, skull woods. He could possibly do the bomb jump in Ganon's tower, which is gross, but I mean, it's his prerogative.
The Ganon's tower bomb jump is okay if you have the boots. You can possibly make it in time. It's really a pain if you don't. The Skull Woods one is actually free, yeah.
Yeah, Skull Woods one is super easy, which I apparently learned from you, Dr. Bob.
Oh, there's the mushroom.
And the back.
I'm not sure if I taught Walther or not, but I might have. But yeah, I guess maybe the Skullwoods one isn't completely free if you don't pay attention to the wall masters. All right, Incoherent entering Misery Mire. That is just a chance game.
But there was definitely a lot of goods over in the Misery Mire Desert area. We had Ice Palace, Skull Woods, and the back of Desert as well. And we just found Hera on the top of K45, so they're all right there in that little clump.
Mm-hmm. Now,
And the fire rod off Moldorm.
What?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Nobody guessed it correctly. The closest we had is Trolldorm 2.
Which is in a totally different location.
What has science done? Alright, Incoherent now checking the top, or the entrance of Turtle Rock.
Where,
Wherever it wants to be.
Where did FebrezeNinja find the big key to desert? I missed that somewhere.
That was in Tower of Hera.
Yeah, it was there in the basement.
Nice.
It's like a Meyer small key in the basement there. So nothing big.
So we are just bow away from go mode.
Some might call it bow mode.
Yep. Oh, and I actually wrote it down where we found the big key to desert. I'm sorry. It's getting late.
Yes. And FebrezeNinja also found the mushroom in Tower of Hera, so it'd be very ironic if that actually turned into the bow.
Well, speaking of Tower of Hera, it does look like Incoherent is headed directly there.
And there's our second sighting of the big key for Desert Palace.
Oh, FebrezeNinja taking the long walk because he has not found his flute yet.
Yeah, Palace of Darkness is the, holds our flute, which we all know is over here at King's Tomb. Which he may get to take the frog for a little trip.
Finding Blind's Head along the way, which we already know is crap.
Just abject garbage and a half. At least you can get a sword out of Pod. You can also get a sword out of that blacksmith. Yeah, I believe we've gotten everything out of Skullwoods except the boss.
Yeah. And the boss wasn't completable because at that point in time, neither runner had a fire source.
And now Incoherent has both fire sources.
And the blacksmith gonna take a tour of Pod over on FebrezeNinja's side.
And Incoherent is going to go back to the basement chest, so both of our runners going to get jebaited here.
Oh. And FebrezeNinja finally getting his flute.
He actually can't kill Helma because he doesn't have the bow to get past the mimics in the room after.
Yeah, and you also have to shoot the statue. You go downstairs as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bo is not in pod. Lots of stuff is in pod, though. Lots of good stuff.
The key of Mire, which we need for well, if we need to go into Mire.
Yeah.
For all we know, that could be the bow.
Yeah, it had the Ice Palace big key too, but that was just crap as well.
As well as the as well as a sword upgrade.
Yeah.
That was important.
Alright, incoherent heading looks like to fight Trinex, maybe.
Yeah, and it'll be nice. Spit him out at the entrance, and he can check those 2 chests that he had to leave with all the fire rod. A Pokey being a big jerk.
Alright, Trinex time. Getting the ice rod out for up close and personal business. And managing to get the quick swap off in there. I always forget that I have the butter sword when I have the butter sword on Trinex. So I slash 3 times and I'm like, oh no, I needed to switch. And Trinex drops green rupee. There goes my bet. Yep, that is a great routing move on Incoherent's part, if you ask me, because he went to the boss. That's going to drop him right outside the front entrance. He can just walk right in here and check the 2 right-hand side chests. Feels pretty good. But once again, not what we're looking for. Still gotta find that bow. And that will be basically everything we need to complete the siege once we find the bow. Thanks a lot for that red cane hint, Todd. Just throwing that one out there. Oh yeah, Incoherent has beaten Hera, so he's got just Pod and Desert and Thieves Town left to do. We can see if Landmo has it. Now, where Early on, we got a hint about the small key to desert. Does anyone remember where that was?
I do not.
I don't either.
My brain is failing me today.
I can remember the hint that we got for the small key desert in the last race you commentated, but I don't remember this one.
It might be that one.
It could possibly be. That's what I was thinking. I was just trying to think.
I
what
could
if
be
the bow is
making
on
that
there?
up because I've been doing a bunch of these today.
And Melissa's holding a piece of heart.
All right, FebrezeNinja activating the duck as well. Be able to find some of those wonderful locations over at Desert, or at Meyer area. And FebrezeNinja about to pick up the Butter Sword, while Incoherent is going to go finish off what he can of Thieves Town. Still one chest going to be left behind without that small key. Alright, FebrezeNinja also gonna go check Trinex. So once again, we're sort of retracing the same locations. Ideally, we will figure out where that bow is, but for now, still no clue. So did either runner actually go for the dark escape chest? I'm not entirely certain they did.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, right side GT does seem like the strong play. Vanilla Skull Woods, no, we haven't seen that either.
I definitely don't blame them cleaning up the crystal dungeons that they can before they commit to making other checks. But, I don't know. GT had a lot of value early on. I'm wondering if it's going to be Misery Mire where our bow is.
Could be. We're still, we now have the fire sources necessary to beat it.
No, we have not seen it as an exit for any connector yet this race.
Alright, Incoherent gonna face off against Blind, while FebrezeNinja is gonna go into the front of Turtle Rock and get a whole lot of Garbo. Don't think Magic Bat has happened. We haven't seen the powder, and the mushroom just came out of Tower of Hera, and our runners have been busy following up on that fire rod. All right, Incoherent is heading into Misery Mire, it looks like. This will be his first dip into Misery Mire, so gonna get a 1-run clear here.
I don't think he knows that this is a pendant.
He's got it marked as a pendant.
Okay.
Yeah, his tracker on his stream has him knowing all the crystal and pendant locations. Alright, so getting that big key of Skull Woods for Incoherent. That is another sort of one-off location that we haven't seen. And we're finally going to get some new information over here on Incoherent side. We're going to see the Firelock side of Misery Mire. A 5 rupee drop. And a few more torches lit. We'll see if Incoherent decides to check the hint in the next room. FebrezeNinja now finding Skull Woods and does have a fire source, specifically the fire rod, so will be able to beat Moth if he so desires. And that is something we already know. The bow!
Very nice. I called it.
It's in Mire, on the left side. Technically, we need the third key before that to be in Logic, but you know what? No one cares.
And that's go mode for Incoherent.
Yep, just heading directly over to Palace of Darkness. And then, yeah, he's done. He's got to go beat up Helmasaur and then go roast a pig.
Wow, that was definitely a lucky check. There were certainly a lot of other places he could have gone.
At that point, though, I mean, he did... That was 8 items that he could go for there in Mire, having not actually checked Mire before. And that probably was the most item-dense location, given what he's already done. He had right side GT, which was about 5, or was 4 items there. But, so that's only half as many items. You could go up GT for a grand total of what, like 10?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to go there without Bo, though.
Right.
He wouldn't have been able to go up.
That's dumb. I've been doing this a while.
Yeah, you've been commentating for like 9 hours now, so you're definitely able to make some mistakes, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, on that note, for those of you listening, if you're interested in getting into the booth sometime, or onto the tracking sometime, we could definitely use all the help we can get here covering this tournament. And you don't have to be perfect. I'm making mistakes the whole silly time. So we would appreciate help from anybody who wants to join us. Just, pipe up in the commentary Discord, or in the Discord. There's a volunteer sign-up sheet over there. got the tournament Discord, we got the ZSR Discord. There's a link to the volunteer sheet there as well. So anybody who wants to join, yeah, we'll take just about anybody. I mean, what? But no, seriously, we would appreciate all the help you would want to hand.
Yeah, you just have to love the game and just enjoy it and have fun with it, because it is quite a long mode, but it's so much fun commentating for it. Such a great group of people, and it's really fun. So give it a try. Even if you're not the best, we'll be there to help. So don't be
And you
afraid
get to see
sign
such
up.
dumb things as Vanilla Bumper Cave with actual Vanilla Bumper Cave. So
Yeah, that was incredible.
To be fair, this is shorter than
very true.
Very, very true.
And,
Yeah.
and I should say with that, Incoherent gets his 7th and final crystal, and he's off to kill the big pig.
Yep. It's bacon time.
Yeah, what seemed to be a pretty trolly seed not giving our runners any items, all of a sudden it just opened up. And now Incoherent is finishing in, what, 2 hours and 21 minutes? It's amazing. FebrezeNinja about to head into Ice Palace.
Yep, that is definitely a required dungeon for FebrezeNinja. He's gonna get the lamp here as well. That'll make it significantly easier for him to finish off Pod. Still got to get the bow, which means he has to head back to Misery Mire, which is going to be pretty sad for him to have to do. We are now into phase 3 on Ganon.
For like 20 minutes, the teleports are insane.
Yeah. It's like, Ganon, please. See, now I'm just imagining LeVar Burton handing out the silver arrows.
And the pig is down. All we have to do is cross the bridge, and Incoherent will be our first finisher.
And with that, get your GGs in chat for Incoherent.
Well played. That is an official SRL time for Incoherent of 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 11 seconds. And apparently, according to the records on SRL, that is a personal best for Incoherent by about 6 minutes.
That's so great. We've been seeing so many PBs on these races. That's just excellent. It just shows, people are really putting in the time and the practice and are really enjoying this tournament. It's really opened up for a lot of new players. You see a lot of new names, and it's really exciting, and it's so much fun. So yeah, while you have a minute, be sure to give our runners a follow. They have put on a tremendous performance in a super trolly seed. They have done a fantastic job, and thank you to Dr. Bob, who has commentated literally all day. Our trackers, of course, our restreamers, Trez and Recidador, who work so hard to put this tournament on for everyone. It's truly a pleasure to get to work with so many wonderful people, and we hope that we get more volunteers, because it truly is really fun to work with such a great group of people.
And of course, our restreamer tonight, Shadow Magi.
Right. And it sounds like we may have been joined by our winner here today, Incoherent. How you doing?
Not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that 130 glove didn't help, but
Yeah, that was a little while, but I mean, you didn't have the dam yet, so you didn't want to go there, right? We're just gonna say that's the case, right?
yeah, totally.
Didn't forget the dam entrance at all, just, waiting on the drain. Seems good.
Yeah,
Waiting on the glove, which wasn't in swamp like I hoped.
It certainly didn't hold you back, though. You did fantastic. GG's. It was a great race. And we saw from IRC that this was a PB.
It's a race PB at least.
Hey, that's all that matters. You did a great job. And boy, that gamble on Meyer really paid off. It was really exciting.
I really didn't have that much left because it's the bow that I was missing, so it couldn't have been upper GT, it couldn't have been Eastern.
It could have been right side GT, but I mean, that's eight items versus 4. I agree with you on that play there.
I didn't go in there earlier because I wanted a fire source, and of course the fire sources are all buried really deep, so I couldn't actually go in there until.
What?
Yeah, and then you got them like back to back.
Lamp was on Cold Stare, and Fire Rod was Moldorm, right?
That sounds right.
So, speaking of which, can we talk about Bumper Cave for a second?
Yeah, shoutouts to Vanilla Bumper Cave.
Yeah, actually Vanilla Bumper Cave leading to a progression item up there. That was dumb. And
well, I mean, I checked so much stuff by the time I found it. I'm like, wait a second, where can this possibly go? Is it going to go to Vanilla?
Yeah, I was sitting here like, if this goes to Vanilla Bumper Cave, if this goes to the top, I'm gonna just give up. And it was like, what? So there you go. But yeah, well done, Incoherent. Still alive here in this tournament, getting some work done.
I won a match.
Yep, more than I can say. Yeah, very well done. We still got a little bit over here on FebrezeNinja. So yeah, you found the what else we have? So there were a lot of places where we thought there was going to be some major progression, and it turns out nothing at all. Like, we were worried about Ice Palace for a minute there.
Yeah, the first 5 chests of Ice Palace were all bombed.
Yeah, something to that effect. At least you were going to have enough to do the bomb jump. Let's put it that way. All right. So, let's see. What else did we have? I know that it was a good thing that it was the bow. That was the last thing, because as you said, it couldn't have been up GT, so that ruled out not only the 4 chests up GT, but also the 5 beyond that. Which, I always hate to see CAC well locked away like that, but didn't turn out to be a big deal today. Was there any point in this seed where you thought, okay, I've definitely won this, or did you feel like, I don't know?
Not really. Like I said, the glove at 130 at the dam doesn't feel good, and you could have had both clubs probably by the time I had.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're
a little smart about the Moon Pearl, but it turns out that actually Laser Bridge wasn't needed for that.
Yeah, where was the Moon Pearl again? I'm dumb.
Left side GT.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, GT definitely had a lot of progression early on with that hammer, the Moon Pearl, a couple big keys, small keys, a sword. It was really nice because a lot of the item locations didn't really have anything for progression. Like, you guys had the boots and the hook shot pretty early, and then the flippers, and then after that it was just like check after check after check, and it was nothing but rubies and arrows. So that had to be a little frustrating, just not being able to find anything that was helpful for a while.
I feel like that just happens a lot, where the seed gives you access to everything, and there are 2 progression items somewhere in 100 entrances.
Sorry, I got a little distracted. I was being asked I mean, it's Undertale, obviously. Anyway. So yeah, well done once again to Incoherent. Looks like Febreze
GG's.
may have gone ahead and
Yeah, it looks like he did forfeit. I'm looking at the Twitch channel page.
He did a great job too. It was
He
just
did.
those fire sources being so late. They kind of blocked everything. You know, you couldn't do other checks. You know, it was either you needed a fire source or the bow, and of course you couldn't go up GT even if you had the bow without a fire source because of the torches. Duh. But yeah, those were some truly items to be really late.
sounds like we have been joined by FebrezeNinja as
And
well.
GG.
Oh, GG.
GG's.
GG's, FebrezeNinja. So what are your thoughts on this seed?
It was a bit light in the beginning on actual useful items.
That
get
is an agreed.
Did not get anything until you found GT.
Yeah, Ganon's Tower was kind of the linchpin in this. The flippers kind of backing that up, and then of course the hammer and the bombos and the big keys and the moon pearl and all that junk sitting there in Ganon's Tower. So it can't have felt great. Now, you were, by a long shot, the first one to find a glove in this seed.
Oh,
Yeah, just it took a little while for your opponent to get to the dam.
oh yes. That I was making a point to try to find the dam because I forgot I didn't have the Swamp Palace small key.
Well, I mean the dam entrance where the glove was.
Oh, okay.
But beyond that, it was a pretty straightforward thing. Once the Titan's bits and the flute were located out of actual vanilla bumper cave and pod at King's Tomb, that was sort of what opened up the seed. Once you got to ice and things over there.
Took the Smith on a little tour.
Yep, a little bit. Also another semi-vanilla item with that sword there.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, this was an excellent run on your part. Unfortunately, this is going to be the end of the tournament for you. You can come join me and Walther in the we got knocked out, so we're going to start our own tournament.
I think I'll.
Yeah, I think I won't join it either, but
Just to have it. As yeah, I'll keep tracking on this tournament. It's a lot of fun.
yeah,
Oh.
it was a good time. Good times were had by all people watching. I'm sure, good times were had by the runners at some point. So was there any point where you felt like, where was the point where you thought that this seed was kind of falling apart?
Very up until I found GT. After
All right.
that, it was just iterating through everything.
Right. So you felt pretty good once you found GT, but
I don't know if y'all ever turned in my audio, but the music was keeping me in a decent mood.
yeah, we just now heard it for a little bit there. It was we had a little guess the MSU situation here.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. Just wasn't sure where to go to look for Bo exactly. So.
Yep. Good old. Good old
Misery
Meyer
Meyer.
left side. Anyone who
Yeah.
loses cross keys has to race Zooter next. I mean, that being said, I've done it. I'm not good, but it's the same way I feel about this game.
Yeah, the lamp on cold stairs sort of puts you on the path. Like, okay, let's go do Hera next. Oh, there's the fire rod. Oh, maybe I should go look at Firelocked Myers.
Oh, Ice Palace was literally the last dungeon I found, and I just finished it.
Yeah, Febreze actually did Hera first, and he had actually done half of Meyer already, and that's the real issue. What made Incoherent go for that Meyer play, I'm sure, was the fact that you still had 8 items in there instead of 4.
And it was actually 2 more because the Small Keter Desert was on Vitreous, and so that's 2 more. And
Right,
logically
that's where the Small Keter Desert
That
was.
was the
I'm not
hint.
making it up. I'm not
We
crazy.
can remember it.
Yeah, that's probably where I would have gone next. But yeah, one thing I lost a bunch of time on this seed was I kept going places that were fire locked and forgetting. Downstairs Hera, left side Misery Meyer, right side GT.
No, you did the tile room without a fire source. That's tragic.
Yes. We noticed a little bit of that. Didn't want to really point it out, but it happens to the best of us. I've done the I've gone into tile room in Hera many times before without the fire rod.
I've definitely done the Spike Cave thing before.
Oh yeah, the Spike Cave thing is fun.
Oh yeah, without a glove.
You do not want me to play Zelda 2 randomizer. No, thank you. Anyway, I enjoyed the run here. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we wrap it up?
Good luck Incoherent with the rest of the bracket.
And we'll see how well we do. Thanks for playing, and I guess I'll see y'all another.
All right. So once again, I want to thank all the people involved here. We had a couple of trackers, Terry J and Bleeding Blue 11, keeping track of the wonderful items on the screen. We had a couple of co-commentators with me. We had Norinato and Jinxie Girl. Thank you both and all of you so much for joining me today. And of course, thank you to Shadow Magi and ZSR team for running things behind the scenes. It has been a pleasure working for you all today.
Always a pleasure working with you, Dr. Bob, either frontline or behind the scenes. And it was a pleasure working with you, Jinxie, as well today.
You as well. It's so great to have such a fun crew. Dr. Bob, of course, is iconic in the Zelda commentaries. It's always a bit unnerving working with someone who's so well known in the community and just puts on such a wonderful performance. I'm not kidding. I'm very serious. It's a little intimidating. I was a little nervous coming on comms, but no, definitely had a great time. It was a great race, and I look forward to more of the tournament. And Incoherent, good luck, and may you win.
We will see if I get randoed again.
Yeah, Rando's gonna rando. All right, thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna sign off here. I've been Dr. Bobtastic. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you for joining us.
And thank you all for joining us. If you're interested in more of the tournament, there appears to only be one match on the schedule tomorrow, and it's the next one. It's at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that is between Jay Coper and Bobbert Joe. Have a good night, everyone.
Is this still live or no?